get started, everyone. Welcome. My name is Renee, and this is Flow and Align. So for today's class, we are going to continue the yin journey through the 8 limbs of yoga, not an exhaustive investigation into the 8 limbs, just giving you a little bit of an intro to what they are and how to apply your yoga practice to it. So if you've come into this new and you're kind of in the middle of the cycle here, go ahead and go back a few videos and start from the beginning and kind of follow this journey through, or you can start right where you're at, right here, right now, and join us on this exploration. So today, what are we investigating? So we've done the yamas, which is about how we come out and present ourselves to the world. So that's the yamas. We're in the process of going through the niyamas, which are more about our inner observances and kind of looking at our inner selves. And today's practice is all about contentment. The Sanskrit word for it, for the 8 limbs, is santosha, but we're just gonna call it contentment, and just finding that space where we are content with ourselves, content with where we're at. We need to let go of all the seeking and just finding ourselves right here, right now, happy where we are. And so this practice, our yoga practice, is just going to focus on really just paying attention to your body, focusing in on you, and just finding peace and stillness in this place right here, right now. Just mindful, attentive awareness without judgment, without seeking. So, a few things before we get started. As with any practice, it's always good to have just a variety of props on hand. I like to just sort of focus on sort of the main ones because they can be used to substitute for one another or in a variety of different fashions, so you can just make do with what you have and not feel like you need to go out and have a lot of different things. They're also easy to substitute as well. So we've got our standard bolster here. Just need one bolster today. We've got 2 blocks. We'll be using a block today for sure. So if you don't have a bolster, a couch cushion will work. Bath towels will work as well. They're pretty sturdy, so if you have like a couple of bath towels that you can kind of fold into a similar shape as a bolster, perfect. Blocks, substituting for blocks, you can use something of similar, size and ilk, but if you don't have blocks, again, you can find creative ways to utilize blankets, again, the bath towels to substitute. They may be a little bit different size, but that's okay. Just finding ways to work with it is just fine. Again, this is about being content where you're at and not seeking too much. Essentially, with the blocks, we're just looking for a little bit of height, a little bit of length and support. So if you don't have standard blocks available, utilize your tools at hand. Like I said, a bath towel, or you can even substitute the bolster if you'd like. Bolster might be a little high, but maybe something a little lower to substitute for it. And then lastly, of course, blankets. I've got a couple of blankets here. You may want to, they're really great, obviously, for cushioning and support. I've got this one just sort of set up in a neck roll. We're gonna be on our back for a little bit in the beginning. So if you find that you wanna have that little bit of extra support so you can really find stillness in a position, rolling it up into a neck roll would be helpful. And then a second blanket is always great just to have on hand, particularly when you start to go into Shavasana. As with all of our practices, our bodies warm up for a little while and then they begin to cool down. And sometimes with yin, because this is not a super energetic practice. It's a little bit on the quieter, still side. There's a little bit of coolness, so make sure that you're warm, make sure that you have extra blankets to ensure your comfort. So, all of that said, last thing to mention, music. If you have a little soothing background music that you like to have fill your practice, you're more than welcome to click it on and have it going along in the background. Just be sure that you've got a device or something handy and nearby so you can adjust volume as needed. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin in seated meditation. I am going to be sitting up on a blanket, and I highly recommend having a little bit of something to give you that lift so you can not collapse down into your sacrum. You can have that little bit of lift in your sacrum so you have that nice long spine, sitting upright. And also for the crossing of the legs, you want to make sure that you've got that little bit of lift so you can roll forward on the sacrum and then allow those knees to come down a little bit. If you find that you sit and your knees are way up here, you're probably going to want to find some more height. You're just going to want to be comfortable. And so for our beginning meditation, we're just going to center, find ourselves, bring ourselves into this space and really land on our mats and land in this moment. So I invite you to close your eyes. If you prefer not to close your eyes, you can always just soften the gaze. That's fine too. And as you begin to focus in on the breath. Just find that stillness. Don't overthink it. Don't dive too deep. Just finding and focusing in on those inhales, those exhales. Just finding your quality of breath. What are you feeling right now in this moment? And what do you need right now to really connect with this space? Maybe it's just a few minutes here, just to land in your body. Just really feel the skin connect with your support. And just really feel your body soften and relax. In this moment, as you center, just take this time to listen to the sound of your voice. The sound of your breath. Don't judge it. Just as you begin to settle, just give yourself a moment to begin to lengthen. Inhale, and then lengthen that exhale just a little bit longer than that inhale. With the quiet, just allow the silence or the soft music that you have going to just this space, to your body. Just begin to let go. And as you find yourself connecting with this moment, I'm just going to read you a short little passage by Thich Nhat Hanh. It's called Walking Meditation. Take my hand, we will walk. We will only walk. We will enjoy our walk without thinking of arriving anywhere. Walk peacefully, walk happily. Our walk is a peace walk. Our walk is a happiness walk. Then we learn that there is no peace walk, that peace is the walk, that there is no happiness walk, that happiness is the walk. We walk for ourselves, we walk for everyone, always hand in hand. Walk and touch peace every moment. Walk and touch happiness every moment. Each step brings a fresh breeze. Each step makes a flower bloom under our feet. Kiss the earth with your feet. Print on earth your love and happiness. Earth will be safe when we feel in us enough safety. In that passage, we find just so much peace in just the moment, in the movement. Just be okay with things as they are. It is okay to just be. And when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, and cleansing exhale out. One more time, deep breath in. And cleansing breath out. And go ahead and slide out from your support. If you're sitting on a blanket, if you were sitting on a block, fantastic, keep your block handy. We're going to begin by rolling onto our backs and finding supportive bridge. So grab your block, and again, first grab your block, go ahead and slide it on up under those hips. And make sure you find a nice solid space there. You want your low back off the block. Just find a nice comfortable space. And again, if you want a little bit of neck support, if that's going to help you find peace, roll up your blanket and just find a good height. Keep it a little bit on the softer side. You don't want a real tight, super tight, heavy support under your neck. You want to make sure that it's something that's going to just allow you to just relax. Now you also want to make sure that whatever support you're using, that it's giving you a line that's not making your neck crunch down. So if you find that you're in your bridge and your neck is crunching with the support or without it, make adjustments, because you want to just make sure that you have a nice, the shoulders are landing on the ground and you've just got this nice line in the neck. There's no crunching, no collapsing. And now just go ahead and find your space here. And with the block setting, you can have it on, I've got it on this lower height. You can always adjust a little bit. And I like this lower height just because it gives you good height, but it also is a solid foundation. But you also want to make sure that you have enough height in those hips. So if you feel that you want a little bit more lift, you can always bring the block up to the next height. But just find what's comfortable, what works for you, and you can be here for a while. So find the height that's comfortable, and then just go ahead and land. And with yin, what we're trying to find here with our yin is we want about 60% sensation. So what does that mean? So 60% sensation means you want to feel a gentle pull, but you don't want to overdo it. We're trying to nourish our backs, our spines, our fascia. We're trying to nourish it. We're not looking for a deep stretch. We just want to feel a little bit of sensation. So just breathe here. Another one of the things we also want to do is once we find that space, we want to be still. That's why it's so important to take your time to set up before you land in the posture. And just bring mindful awareness to how it feels in your body. I often like to practice with my eyes closed so I can really just experience and notice. Just take these few moments of silence just to find where your body lands in this posture. Deep breath in, and your exhale, begin to straighten out those legs. And if you're feeling sensation in the back,
or in the tailbone and the sacrum, make adjustments. What you're looking for is a gentle pulling in the psoas. When you're ready, it helps you find the position. Go ahead and bend the knees. And then bring your left leg long and then bring that left knee into the chest. You should feel just a nice, gentle tugging. Take this time just to allow your body to be nourished. One of the beautiful things about yin is that these deep, long stretches hydrate our fascia, and you'll feel it. You'll feel that tissue just plump up and really gather in the hydration as you move and notice in between postures. As you exhale, release that left knee and just bring both knees in and just let the knees fall in for just a moment. Go ahead and take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and release that right leg long and bring that left knee in. One thing to keep in mind, if blocks are a little uncomfortable for you, utilize your supports, utilize your blanket as a cushion. That could be really helpful. Helping you find stillness in the posture. for about that 60% stretch here. 60% sensation. Just breathe into it. Just let your body find the posture and let go. Just be okay with what is. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale and go ahead and release that knee down. Bring your other foot to the mat. Go ahead and lift up your hips and remove that block. And then just bring your feet as wide as the mat and then just let the knees fall in and just land in constructive rest for a few moments. Noticing and appreciating how the body feels. Beautiful. Now go ahead and just very gently roll up to a seat.
Just come into your easy seat here. Give yourself a moment to transition from one posture to another. And now, if you have it available, grab your bolster. You can also use a couple of blankets if you don't have a bolster. Just make sure you've got a nice, good square fold doubled up on your blanket if you're using that, because you're going to want to have the support of the back across the whole back. So you don't want like a tight square just right in the middle of the back. You want to make sure that you've got that broad support to really lift and open the rib cage here. So go ahead and set your bolster up. You want it to land in like the bra strap area. And then just go ahead, just find your space, grab your blanket roll, with some support for your head, and find the right height. Now, if you find that the roll doesn't quite work for you, you can always utilize a block, and maybe with a little bit of blanket support on the block to land the back of your head. You want to have that nice arch and lift to really get into the chest area, open up that chest, but you also want to make sure that you're not compromising the neck. So find the height that works for you here. Find your comfort. And then take your legs and bring them into a butterfly, sort of like a Supta Baddha Konasana legs. So just let those legs fall to the side, and if you want, you can support the legs if it's not comfortable for you to just have them floating, if you find that there's discomfort in the inner thigh. And then just allow one hand to land on your belly, one
one hand to land on your heart. And then just go ahead and relax into the posture and just really feel that opening in the chest. Just really breathe into it. Also find that nice deep opening in the inner thigh. And just breathe and let go here. Extend yourself some gratitude, loving on your body a little bit today. Just really use these moments of silent contemplation to just really experience the moment and just enjoy where you're at right now. Remembering that yoga is a full mind, body, spirit experience. So never underappreciate all of the benefits that you get by just being. Finding that posture and allowing the containers of our bodies just to hold us for a little bit.
as you exhale, go ahead and bring your hands to your knees and just begin to bring those legs together, bring those knees together. And then slowly use your elbows to begin to help prop yourself up. Just roll up to a seat. Just take this moment to pause. Land in the space. Now go ahead and just kind of push your bolster back a little bit, or your blankets, and start to roll over onto your hands and knees. Find tabletop. And very slowly just drop that belly and lift that chin and inhale. And then exhale into cat. Inhale cow. And exhale cat. And just take a couple of rounds there on your own. Let's go ahead and very gently just find your cat-cow. And go ahead and find stillness. When you're ready, just very slowly begin to walk those hands out forward for puppy pose. Now go ahead and grab your block and make sure you've got something to support your forehead here. And then just really allow those shoulders to drape. Just breathe here. Now, if you prefer, you have the option to bring your hands into prayer hands, if you'd like. Or you can go ahead and just let those arms stretch forward and really get that nice stretch in that upper back. Arms. Again, just giving a little bit of humble gratitude back to the earth. Just breathe here. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and push into those palms. Bring yourself up to tabletop. Go ahead and move that block support out of the way. And then when you're ready, go ahead and begin to roll forward onto the belly. Come on to those elbows. find your Sphinx pose. And now here you want to make sure that the elbow tips are a little bit ahead of the shoulders. So you find that gentle traction in the back. And now with our yin version, we're not wanting so much to let that chin stay up. You kind of want to be able to allow yourself just to kind of drape into the shoulders. So you can just go ahead and let that chin drop. And just find that subtle back bend. Feel that nice gentle traction. Let's go ahead and just allow, our tendency is to want to clench up those legs, clench up those muscles in the back. Just allow the back body to just release. Just really focusing in on that massaging of the low back. Couple of options for your hands. You can have them straight out in traditional Sphinx pose, or if you prefer, you can always bring them and clasp them together so you're in a little bit of a triangle. Sometimes this is a little bit easier to hold the pose because you want this to be very yin, right? Just want to feel that gentle traction. You want to be able to let go, as opposed to the yang, where we're elevating the heart rate and finding that intensity. We want to release that intensity, but we want to nourish the body. So just find whatever arm position is comfortable for you. It's okay to adjust the arms if you need to. It's not going to alter the stretch in the back. Just breathe here. Just really allow yourself in this moment to take a minute to just really appreciate your body and all the wonderful things that it does for you. Just enjoy the process of giving back to it without judging, worrying about what the posture looks like. Just let it land in your body. And just trust in your body that it will tell you how it feels. exhale, go ahead and bring those elbows out and just let your forehead land on your hands like a pillow and find your crocodile pose. Nice deep breath in. And bring your hands out by your side. Push up into your tabletop. And then go ahead and push on back into child's pose. Just find that nice release of the low back here. And back up when you're ready to tabletop. And go ahead and tuck those toes, lift those hips, and come into down dog. We're only here for a moment, just to transition. Take an inhale if you'd like, lift that back leg. As you exhale, bring that knee forward and find pigeon. Now, this is going to be an upright pigeon, so if you need a support under your hip, if you're finding that you're not landing on the floor and need support, go ahead and grab a blanket. I'll show you, I'll demo what that looks like. So you're going to want your blanket, got a little lift in that hip, you want to be able to settle. So you're going to want to bring that blanket down by your leg here. And then in your pigeon, just allow that hip to land right on that blanket. Again, you want to be feeling some sensation here in that hip. In the place of stretch, you want to feel that sensation here. You don't want it to be a deep sensation. You want about that 60%. We're promoting the fascia, promoting hydration of the body. Just breathe here. Now, if it's more comfortable for you, you can always put your hands up on blocks. If you find that the angle of leaning on your hands is uncomfortable. stretch really helps relieve any tension, any stress in the body. Go ahead, take a nice deep breath in. And then go ahead and tuck that back foot, ground into those hands, come back into your down dog. Beautiful. Go ahead and inhale the other leg out, and then exhale it on through. Find pigeon on the other side, and again, you're welcome to utilize your support. Let's grab that blanket and slide it on around to the other side. Just allow that hip to land. Just find that stretch in your body. Again, our goal here is to be very still. Just really allow body to rehydrate itself. Allow that little bit of tension that's going to allow that rehydration process to happen. Go ahead and take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, plant those hands, tuck that toe. Go ahead and lift back up into your down dog. And then go ahead and come on down to your knees. And just sit back on your heels for Thunderbolt. Let's take a moment here. And now go ahead and if you had your blanket, go ahead and just reset your blanket so you can create a nice little neck roll for yourself. Prepare for Shavasana. Go ahead and slide onto your hip, onto your back. Then go ahead and grab your bolster. And if you find you need it, again, go ahead and grab your blanket. Just cozy up that bolster.
Open those legs and go ahead and lay back. Make sure you got a nice, comfy support for your neck. And before you really land in your Shavasana, just go ahead and bring those knees into your chest. Just hold and breathe and release that low back. As you exhale, go ahead and lift those feet up to the sky. Just recirculating the blood flow throughout the body. Enhancing and readying ourselves for deep relaxation. If you have it nearby, go ahead and grab your eye pillow. Go ahead and bring those knees into the chest one more time. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then go ahead and exhale into your Shavasana. And again, if you've got a blanket, cozy on up in that blanket. If you've got an eye pillow, let's go ahead and just rest it right on your eyes. Bring those hands down by your side. Just relax here. Just really let go. Allow the earth to fully support you. As you sink into your relaxation, I invite you to stay in this moment for as long as you like. Just allow full integration of the practice that we had today. Really take hold in your body and in your system. I want to thank you for taking time out to appreciate and nourish yourself today. And thank you for practicing with me. Enjoy your rest.